Hello everyone, InfoSec Pandey here, and welcome back to SOC Analyst 100 Days Learning Challenge. And today is day 32 of 100. So today we are going to dive into the daily bread and butter of every SOC analyst job, triage. All right, so triage is not just a ER doctor on medical dramas. In the SOC word, triage is how we keep the chaos under control and decide what matters and figure out where to spend more precious energy. Learning to triage well is the difference between SOC burnout and SOC badassery. So let's break it down. Bring your coffee and let's talk alert triage. All right, so prioritize and investigate alert without losing your mind, and what we will cover in this video. So, what is triage and why triage matters in the SOC word, how to triage like a pro, and triage checklist template, and real life example tips and wrap up. All right, so what is triage in the SOC word? So, triage is the process of quickly assessing alerts to determine priority, severity, and next step. So, in nutshell, we can say, is this alert real or false positive? How severe is it? Do we need to escalate this or handle it myself? So, triage is about speed and accuracy, and you are not solving the whole case, you are just deciding how urgent and important it is. And why triage matters a lot. So think of triage as your SOC traffic control. So if you treat every alert like a 5 alarm fire, you will burn out fast. But if you ignore the real 5 alarm fires, well, let's just say the cyber criminals win. So a good triage process help you to respond a critical threat faster and also reduce alert fatigue and keep your SOC running like a well-oiled machine. All right, so how to triage like a pro? So here is a practical triage workflow you can start using today. So the step number one, check the alert source. So where is this alert coming from? So is it from SIEM, EDR, or email security gateway or firewall? So some sources are noisier than others. So get familiar with what each tool spits out. And the pro tips here is SIEMs often consolidate alerts, but EDR tend to be more endpoint focused and detailed. Then, number two, look at severity level. So, most alerts are tagged with a severity like low. So, low is like probably a false positive or info only, and the medium. So, medium is worth to look and you might escalate it. And high severity alerts is like a drop everything and investigate. But don't trust severity blindly. Sometimes low can be a sleeper threat, and high might just a bad tuning. Then step number three. So check the asset and user. So ask yourself, is this a high value asset like a domain controller or financial system server, or is this a user, a BIP user like C suite or IT admins, and has this user or system triggered alert before? For example, a suspicious login at a test VM machine is could be a false positive, but a suspicious login on the CFO's laptop, that's a holy alert Batman. Then step number four, analyze the behavior. So you can use the log to verify the intels and also identify what exactly happened. Was it a login or file download or a PowerShell script executed? Was it a normal behavior for a user or time or system? So you can use some KQL query or SPL query to uh, understand the alert context and timeline details, and you can look for the pattern, repetition, or anomalies. Then step number five, cross check with threat intel. So you can use tool like VirusTotal, AbuseIPDB for IP address, and VirusTotal is like a master tool. So you can put your hash, domain, IPs, URLs, everything, and get the detail of the artifact. And then GrayNoise. So GrayNoise is also an internet scanner, so that find whether it's a real threat or just a normal behavior. And also there is a website called Whois. So Whois will help you to understand the domain detail, lookup, registrar detail, etc. So if an IP has a score of 99 on AbuseIPDB, it is probably not just a curious kitten sniffing your port. So yeah, definitely it's a malicious. And then step number 6, decide on next step. So based on your finding, you now dismiss the alert or monitor the alert for the low severity or high severity or medium severity, and then investigate further. So you can pull log and escalate to next level, and then escalation, like pass it to tier 2 or incident response team or malware analyst team or threat hunting team. So that's how the triage completes. So triage is completed now, and you did it. Next we have triage checklist for alert. So you can use this simple template I generated. So when you are reviewing your alert, you can use this template. So here you can see source identify. So if any alert triggered, you identify the source, like whether it is from SIEM, EDR, or any email server or any other system. Then severity level reviewed. So you check the severity of the activity, whether it's a low, medium, high, or informational. And then user system profiled. So check the asset value and user detail of the alert, whether it's a C suite or VIP user, and also asset have some domain controller access, or whether it's a firewall or something. So check the value of the asset. Then log data pulled for behavior. So you can write your KQL, SPL, or any other query language that you're using. So you can write that query and pull all the detail, timeline, behavior, etc. Then threat intel reviewed. So check the reputation of the file or indicator of compromise, IP, has, domain, etc. in various tool that we discussed in previous slide. And then final disposition. So whether you can dismiss the alert, you can monitor it further, investigate, or escalate. So this is a simple checklist you can follow uh, during your alert triage. All right, so here we have a real life example, and you can see an alert triggered here: p-link rdp tunneling to external. And here is the alert summary. So this alert indicate the use of p-link for rdp tunneling, and here is the IP address and system detail. And this alert triggered from sysmon event. And what is the investigate summary? So investigation summary, this is the IP associated with malicious activity for known threat actor, and then it is doing some RDP tunneling, and SIEM searches identified that this activity on the same host, including some dumping and ransomware campaign, uh, and the user is Dan Cooper. So this this alert is taken from the Google Chronicle, which is currently known as Google SecOps. And the good thing is Google SecOps inbuilt with Gemini. So it is going to provide you all the summary, query, and alert detail, and also some hunting part. So this is very good tool. And also you can see the suggested further investigation. So all these steps generated by Gemini. So you can see search for all network connection to this IP, and then search for other indicators, and search for other process, search for this download plink.exe, investigate system reporter.exe, and there are some other steps that we need to follow for investigation. And also the timeline of the investigation. So here is the timeline, and this Gemini has already analyzed the file, and here is the summary of the file. And source, so where exactly it identified and checked, so VirusTotal, and then analyze the result for automated query. So it is also provided the query so that we can run in our search bar and get more detail. And then here are some other timelines. So analyzed multiple process, command line exe, plink.exe and all. So this is a very good tool for starting. So basically the motto of this slide is, so this is presenting a real world example, and it is also including the source, activity, user, severity of the alert, and then triage walkthrough. So looks like this activity is malicious, so you can escalate it to IR team immediately, likely an account compromise and RDP tunneling activity. So here is the simple tips that will save your time, your sanity, and maybe your keyboard from getting punched. So tips number one, so keep notes even for false positive and document it. So you can listen, and if an alert turns out to be a false positive, write it down anyway. So next time that same alert pop up, you can go and, oh yeah, this again, I already checked this last time. So you can save your 5 minute instead of 30 minute of detective mode, right? And tips number two, so if you're googling the same log field, IP reputation, and query every single day, you're wasting your time. So bookmark your favorite SIEM query. You can your threat intel site, your internal dashboard. So think of bookmarks as save point in your video games. Then tips number three, don't spend 30 minutes on a clear false positives. So this one hurts to hear, but not every alert deserve your full detective documentary treatment. So if it smell like a false positive, look like a false positive, and behave like a false positive, so don't spend half your shift trying to prove it is secretly APT 69. Then tips number four, automate what you can. So you can use your SOAR tools or your BFF. So if you are manually doing the same step for every alert, you are basically doing unpaid labor for the machine. You can use SOAR tool to enrich IP, pull reputation, close obvious junk alert, and let automation handle the boring stuff so your brain can focus on the spicy alerts. Then tips number five, know when to ask for help. Some alert are rabbit hole. So you think you are 5 minutes away from closing it, and suddenly it is 2 hours later and you are questioning reality. So if you are stuck, ask your teammate, your senior analyst, and literally anyone who has been in triage hell longer than you. So getting help is not a weakness, it's called not wasting your entire shift on one cursed alert. So triage will always be chaotic, but with notes, bookmarks, automation, you can survive it without burning out. So, see you on day 33, where we will talk about some more SOC stuff. So, if you like the video, hit the like button and subscribe. Thank you so much.